Hey everybody, sorry it took me a minute to get going. Just took me a minute. Anyway, like a glitch in the system this morning. Got on here, pitter patter. Let's get at her, shall we? Good morning, everybody. Infinity, Craig, Arturo, Everett. If you want to be on the chat with everybody saying, "Hey, good morning," all you gotta do click the subscribe button over here. Be a subscriber on the channel, and then you can chat. If anybody's brand new, let me know. There is a major cell phone outage all over the country this morning, all over the place, and yeah. So what's going on? I don't know. Don't know yet. Um, prior cell phone outages I've had knowledge of. This one I don't know what's going on. Anyway, welcome. So how about Nvidia? Huh? I feel like I've talked to that ad nauseum. I didn't want to throw that in the title yet again, because it's just I get sick of talking about some of this stuff. And I mean, crazy, crazy. And imagine that. Tesla's not having fun today. I guess they run on the AT&T network, and it's kind of funny when you rely on one network. That's as we rely more and more on connectivity, it's kind of dangerous. And the administration deciding to forgive $1.2 billion worth of student debt. I mean, that just adds $1.2 billion to the national debt. I mean, just move the column. Like, oh, instead of making those people that use the money pay for it, why don't we make everybody pay for it? What the? Not cool. Not cool with me. Anyway, hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. And like I said, if you wanna chat on the live stream with us, be a subscriber. Click the button over there. If you want to, if you want to be on Discord and everything, links in the description down below. But if you want to leave a comment later, that's cool too. If you're watching this not live. So, hey JV, don't recognize your name, but and all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining, is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything from anybody at all. All right, be careful out there. Most people selling stuff, especially people like me selling stuff. Golly, I got into this because all the snakes, but most people just trying to make some of your money, some of their money, and they could give a rat's butt about whether you do good or not. I promise you. I promise. I'm in the conversations in the background. I mean, everybody says, "Oh, we care that the customers make money." They don't. They don't. Um, they just from the standpoint of if you're making money, or at least kind of making money, you're not going to refund. But it makes me sick. I'm sitting here doing this for free and throw out all my good advice, my good knowledge for free, just because I want to help people. So if you trust people, support them. Thank you for all of you that tune in regularly and support me. But I don't give advice. All right. If you desire personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. So yeah, I'm just wrong number, why I'm spicy this morning, but you probably have a good feeling. Anyway, watch some stupid stuff happen. Anyway, so calendar. So we got some flash services and manufacturing PMI coming out. Oh, that's not ours. This one right here, flash services and manufacturing PMI coming out in about 20 minutes after the market opens. We'll see what that happens. Unemployment claims came in, I guess, good, lower. So market taking off higher again. And on top of the Nvidia, let's just keep burning it, right? Let's burn it all down. We're probably going up to S&P 500, 5150, like I've been kind of beating the drum about for a couple weeks, that I thought we would see 5150. Then what happens? Not so sure. Tomorrow, benign day, not hardly anything tomorrow. And then guess what? Next week we wrap up February. Holy moly. Don't forget it's a leap year. All those leap babies have a birthday. Golly, man. I don't even know what to say here. We have consumer confidence on Tuesday next week. Monday, another benign day. some new home sales data. Tuesday, Wednesday, we get some preliminary GDP. Thursday, not a lot, looks like. Not a lot. Just, PCE, Powell's favorite thing, but that hasn't been a market mover the last few months. So unless there's a surprise in there, probably not going to do a whole lot. Although anything could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. So anything in here could be the reason that we start a bigger correction, especially if we hit 5150 on the upside. Just keep it in mind. Is it the news that makes the chart, or is the chart what makes the news that we pay attention to? So, and Friday next week, we have consumer sentiment, which that actually has been kind of moving the market a little bit. So we get those quite often, though. All right. And then that'll take us into March. Holy fudge muffins. Where did they? I mean, we're 1/6 of the way done already. Amazing. 2024. Burning it down. Going fast. And for those of you on the edge of your seats wondering if JT actually committed to buying a Cybertruck, I did actually commit to buying a Cybertruck yesterday. So when, I don't know, this part's the hardest wait now. Like, how long before they actually deliver it? My specific order block, probably between June and December for delivery. Nice wide delivery window. And I'm already talking to a couple of YouTubers about doing something special with the truck when we get it. And we'll see. We may have some interesting stuff to show off with everybody. So anyway, that's what we got. Not a lot, in other words, for the rest of this week anyway. Yeah. Join the Termite Training Lab and maybe you get a ride. I don't know. We'll see. Next time I have an in-person meetup, I got 2 spots left at the current pricing on Termite Trading Lab. If you're interested in that, hit me on Discord and I'll direct you to the right place. I put links for it in the Q&A questions and answers channel yesterday. Somebody was asking what you get and how you apply and whatever. I threw the links in there. So just scroll up a little bit. It's right there from yesterday. Alrighty. Anyway, moving on. Bitcoin halving. Dun, 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 dun. There's the market open. 57 days. Bitcoin was up and now it's back down and it's just being volatile. Volatile sucker. This, if you want to go to here, this webpage, bitcoinhalving.com. Imagine that. This is not working. It's been the same for like 3 days now. I don't know what the heck's going on down there. Getting alerts like crazy. Roku, my GLD trade, my ES, my NVIDIA, like everything's hitting craziness. Look at that. Coming on up. Launched off of that. Pullback right up there. Next target up, 50.61. 50.92 above that. And then for the whole bigger system that we've been talking about for a while. Load that chart up. We're right up in that, that 51.91 to 51.50. And I gotta zoom way out to get the 51.50. I'll probably, there it is, right there. That line off of the big pullback. I have to go up to the daily chart. Yeah, there we are. 51.50, 51.80. I'm being conservative with the 51.50, 51.80. Maybe even 5,200. And we could just do something ridiculous, like pop up here to 6,000. Could just go exponential. Totally ridiculously exponential. I do expect a reaction here, though. Let's be straightforward and honest about it. I expect a reaction when we pop up there. The S5FI still in the basement and not likely to pop because the breadth is not there. We have a couple stocks carrying the whole market higher. Like NVIDIA basically last night, I'm announcing earnings, and it was up, it was down 100, and then it shot up and new all-time highs on NVIDIA. And it's just almost sickening how crazy high and fast that thing's moving, because it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to understand that this is dangerous. Dangerous, dangerous. I saw something in the price action about 30 minutes before the close yesterday, 30, 45 minutes, and bailed on my puts. And then it goes ripping off. I would be careful. Can we go to the next fib line? Yeah, well, you betcha. And that thing's still ridiculous, and it's still apparently going to continue to be ridiculous. The next upside targets right here, resistance at 768 and at 800 basically. That 790 area. Those are the next resistance points. Watch for resistance there. Could we go to 900? 850, 950. I mean, the bigger 977, completely possible. 1125, completely possible. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous numbers. 1750, possible. So don't get caught up in the fact it's ridiculous. Ridiculous can keep being ridiculous. That's the name of the game here. This was only about 50% above the roadmap line, whereas this one was ridiculous. I mean, that was 150% above the roadmap line. And draw that in there, move it down, we can see it. 200%, almost right there. And we came up to that 686 major resistance. That is not what NVIDIA has done. And for those of you that think SMCI is launching off again, I would be very, 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 very careful expecting that to happen. These guys are just resellers. They have there's no exclusive deal with NVIDIA. There's no, their hardware is not anything special compared to other hardware that has NVIDIA GPUs in it. Dell does what they do. HP does what they do. IBM does what they do. There's lots of big competitors, and they're all valued at 10% less than SMCI is right now. Please be careful. Please, 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 please be careful. If you're not short yet, maybe consider where you would short. I mean, I did close my NVIDIA, but I did not close my SMCI. Still riding this baby. Still expect a visit down here in the 500, maybe even 400, maybe even 200 area. 200 is what they're pricing in the options long term. The market doesn't tend to be stupid about these things. So please be careful what you're doing. All right. Just wanted to address that off the front here before we get into the rest of it. And be careful. Be careful. So, yes, this is SP 500 futures. And jump back over here where I can see you. Ripping last night. Absolutely ripping. All-time highs. Right up to the 1272, actually. Craziness. Craziness. I don't even know sometimes. Just wicked. Look at that. Right up, poked an all-time high, hovering just right under it. Now, interestingly enough, maybe if that stops right there dead and doesn't go any higher, doesn't really break above right here. See where we are? Right there at that high that we made back here on February 12th. We don't really break above that, and we start back down again, possibly breaking below 50-50. And probably that area right there. A, B, I don't know. Was that the first move? Wave 1. This is A, B, C. Wave. Maybe that was an A wave. This is a B wave that took a long time. This could be a C wave. I'm careful, cautious. Nothing is definitive right now. I would still put the target down here in the same area. Be careful. Be careful. That's what I got to say. This may have been an opportunity for big people to get out of their NVIDIA. Maybe funds to liquidate, book their prices, and then they rug pull. So be careful, all right? This doesn't mean that NVIDIA is going to 1700 or anything like that. it can stop. It can go tag that 768, be completely done, and then this could be a large pattern finishing move, and we could see a 618 retrace of this whole freaking move up here to wherever we top. We could be talking about back down at 500, back down here. Definitely could happen. Definitely. In Q, look at this. This is interesting. And Rongamer was sending me this chart before I was even out of my bedroom this morning. Look at that. Not looking like S&P at all. Not at all. That's a bearish pattern. Do we get continuation lower? Be very careful. S&P may pop up, tag that higher target, but it could just give it up here. Like that could have been the B wave and we rip down. Please be careful. All right. There is nothing clear about going higher. There's nothing clear about going lower at the moment. The market is doing what it does best, frustrates the most number of traders it possibly can at one time. Of course, everybody that was long NVIDIA thinks they're a genius. And if you stay long, be careful. Protect that profit. Have a plan. Please. Please have a plan. I'm still short SMCI. Not in a big way, but not in a little way either. And I'm going to make if it goes down past 500, I'm going to make a fair chunk of money. And probably paying for the Cybertruck will be less of a worry. We've got that right there. If we break below that uptrend of lows on Russell, and Russell's not participating in this move at all. At all. Let me see this thing plummet out here. Target's still down, and it still looks bearish, and that's still a lower high. Oil still churning in the zone. There were some calls for $88 oil by the end of the year. Let's see. Yeah, good. I think if we're going up there, we're probably going much higher. We'll see what happens there. Just turning right here, right now. Probably not going to stay in this zone very long, or very much longer, I might say. I mean, we could last another month maybe. Or eventually we're going to break out or down. Break up or down. One way or the other. We're not going to stay in this little wedge thing here too long, I don't think. GC, showing some weakness on that retrace. That could be a 1-2, and we could go down in a blaze of glory. Going down in a blaze of glory. Right up to the 618 level. Be careful, be careful, be careful. It's got me wondering, can we break higher, or do we go flushing on down? Bitcoin, look at that volatility. Had a nice pop when the market was closed. This is interesting. Is it futures wagging the tail of Bitcoin, or is it go to the all-time index? We have no closed period. You know, the futures were only closed for an hour, but it created that big gap. It's kind of weird. They made a big move in Bitcoin when the futures were closed. But then it's right back down there. That's kind of weird. Kind of weird. Finding a lot of support right here. There's buyers flushing in. Now, interesting article I read yesterday says that the mantra among large fund managers, these are not traders, these are large fund managers managing, upwards of trillions of dollars of retirement accounts. The mantra right now is 1% exposure to crypto. And when they say crypto, they mean Bitcoin. They don't mean anything else. So 1% exposure to Bitcoin. Now that we have the ETFs, think about it. How many trillions of dollars? I think it's estimated at $25 trillion in the retirement account system. So if we allocate 1% of $25 trillion, that's $250 billion. We pop over, look at the market cap of Bitcoin. It's like a quarter of the market cap of Bitcoin. That'd be pretty wild, right? So, and this, we haven't dumped all that money in yet. We're still at the $30 billion level. So we got like 10 times more to go. Possibly, this is where the possibility to soak up 10% of the liquid supply. This is total supply right here. The liquid supply is estimated to be only, I don't know, somewhere around 8 or 9 million Bitcoins, maybe below that. So soaking up 10% of that supply, 10 to 15. So 800, 900,000 Bitcoins soaked up into the retirement system. How does that affect the price? Probably going up, supply and demand. That may dovetail with the halving run that we see next year or later this year into next year. So this is overarching. This is not like immediate stuff that's going to happen. This takes time for these things to happen. So that's another catalyst for Bitcoin going higher into the future. So we'll see what happens here. I do expect a pullback. The halving FOMO run probably going to kick off as this countdown gets closer and closer to, say, 45 days, 30 to 45 days. So as this number ticks on down, another, talking another, 17 days maybe before we get there. Then we may see a FOMO rally where this thing, everybody's talking about it in the news, and then the disappointment that halving doesn't instantly create some sort of squeeze higher, and then we get a pullback. That's kind of what I expect. I've been talking about that for, talked about it last week, talked about it this week. We'll see. All right, moving on. Ethereum just hanging right here, right at the 3,000, finding some resistance for 3 days now, just hanging. We could pop up to 35. That would be kind of what I expect at this point, just to rip on up higher. But after this long consolidation and underperformance, let's just go for it. Dollar still hanging. Tried to push lower, right back up to the roadmap line. Got to get below this consolidation box or above this resistance. If we get above it, we're going up to 109. If we get below it, we're probably going down here to the mid-90s. NVIDIA, of course, pushing on up. 768 already, right there in the neighborhood. SMCI, pushing up, but where's that 618? That looks like the first move down. Be cautious. 920 right there, probably resistance. If we hold that and turn down, the next move may be pretty violent. Remove that one, and 3-point tool. First move down, retrace. Second move down. See, you'd think I would did this for a living or something like that. 545, possibly 440, possibly 300. See what happens. Watch for that resistance right at that 920 area. Actually, want to put it right below 920. I want to know if it pops up there. That'll be like your, if you think it's going down, that's your last opportunity. If you think it's going up, hey, whatever. We could go on up. We've reset we've flushed out enough that, possibly 1175, possibly 13. However unlikely it seems, we could push it all the way up again. But just be careful out there. AVGO, just churning at the top here. Probably going to retrace at some point. ASML, it's churning at the top. Probably going to retrace. FNGU, churning at the top. Probably going to retrace. This is very top hunting action on all these charts. SNPS, spike the 1618. Probably come back down. NOW, looks like it's just working its way down. SOXX, I don't care about the pop today. It's nothing looks like it's going to get continuation. These are all right back up to the prior highs. That's just hunting a top. It's not looking for extension, especially with S5FI down here in the 60s. Lily, small retrace. Looks like it's probably going to go down to Also, MDB on its way down. Roadmap line down below. PWR. That one popping up. 238 above that. Adobe. Right down in the target. I expect a lot of them to do this. You see how it hunted the top, hunted, and then and that wasn't on earnings. That wasn't on anything. Be careful. I mean, look, that went down $100. Almost 18% for Adobe. $17. That can go lower even. Nice. Made a nice move. Not sure where I would run the fibs off of. Oh man. Yeah, gapping up through gapping up above this resistance. Look at that. Look at that resistance. Started back over here. Gapping up through. Probably has more resistance right here. So we may see nice run right on up into this 260 area. CDNS. On the top. Probably, I would probably expect another deeper move on CDNS. Meta getting a pop. Like lots of stuff was popping. Just churning though, right in that zone. Do we churn and go sideways and pop? Do we just pop? I mean, there you go. No preconceived notion, no high probability pattern. ZS came back. It got close. Be a shame if it didn't go ahead and hit the roadmap line now. Getting a little sales on that. I think we could see a roadmap line touch probably. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get down in this 200 area. Maybe even 195, maybe 190 even. SMH popping up on NVIDIA. Watch for that to give it up when NVIDIA gives it up. Otherwise, we can just keep ripping higher. Target up here maybe. USD. That's Ultra Semiconductors. Leverage semiconductors. Be careful on leverage. Stuff will burn you. IGV. Has a split coming up. Probably going down. CRWD. Wouldn't surprise me to come down here. QQQ. Like I said, not making a higher high yet. That's caution. Is NQ breaking above yet? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Send me alert here and one here. Just curious now. Why do I watch the futures and not something like QQQ? Well, let's take a look at it really quickly. Look at all the missing data. And the fact that that's up there. You know, could this dominate the chart? Maybe, but ETFs don't tend to dominate indexes. It's usually the other way around. The index wags the ETF, not the ETF wags the index. So this is up here, and now there's a discrepancy between NASDAQ and QQQ. This will get resolved some way, some form. That was a 3-wave move down. This is retrace. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This could have been the A wave. This could be a B wave, and we could get a bigger C wave. Just be careful out there. Of course, we could break higher and just go on up. And that could have been all the retrace, and we go on up to 443. Completely possible. Snow. Back up to the daily. I would be very, very, very careful. Still looks, I mean, nothing's resolved, nothing's cleaned up. Still corrective and still needs a flush, one more flush lower for me to get long. I'm not long yet. I'm sitting here waiting. This would be a load up point. This is not for me because of how choppy and overlapping this is right here, and it is not clear. It is not a clearly bullish pattern for me. Like all this overlappy, choppy, staticky nonsense would indicate we're going to flush one more time. It could be a fast flush too. It could be like on earnings flush. Be careful. Maybe like, no way. There's just no way. I mean, look at this one right here. Just flushed it right there. $32% down. I mean, be careful, all right? Be careful. Snow could flush that one right down. Right down. It'd be like 50%. Well, anything below the prior low, anything below 115, 114, that would wrap that one up for me. AMD, that one's not showing strength like NVIDIA, and it looks like it topped already. Could go a little higher. This could be a consolidation before we pop again. I'm not sold on it. Not sold at all. They may flush on down. They did introduce a brand new APU unit, which is kind of like an all-in-one processing unit, and runs on 10 watts. Amazingly powerful for small, like switches and Steam Decks and all those little handheld computers, handheld game systems. I mean, it's a huge market, and they introduced a new APU that's faster. It's like the old one was like 40 something frames per second. This new one can pump out 50 frames per second, 51.7 I think it is. So it's like a 25, almost 25% faster on the frame rate with the GPU that's included in the APU, and I mean that could be a beneficial piece of technology for them. ARM. I mean, think about how many game systems get sold. ARM. Looks like we're set. And that resistance right there, 145. That could change the tides if we get above it, but as long as we're below it, probably coming back to 80. FN. Well, we get above 209. Probably coming on up, 246, 267. Microsoft. Holding. This is a big cautionary candle right here. If we start dropping, we fill that gap back down, we're going on down. Probably to the roadmap line. Watch out. That's an indicator light on the dashboard flashing danger. Danger, danger, danger. Largest company in the world. Look, two biggest companies in the world, arguably. Right here. Both have very bearish charts. This is like danger. All right. I can't tell you enough. Please be freaking careful. Market rocking higher on one chart, basically. One chart. Something. There's a glitch in the matrix, and seen this before. Vanguard growth. That needs a retrace. Straight up needs a retrace. iShares core. Not sure what core means, but looks like it needs a retrace. SPY. That needs a retrace. PANW did a retrace. Needs to find support. Maybe down here. Looks like it's not. Looks like it popped up and found resistance to the roadmap line, which may mean we extend down a bit more. Hadn't found a bottom yet. Wix. That doesn't look very bullish. Red candles going higher. It's usually what we see right before a big drop. Netflix probably has found its resistance for now. I would expect a retest of the roadmap line. We may just turn sideways until we meet it over here. Earnings are not till out in April because they announced earnings early in this cycle back in January. We may drift a little while on Netflix. ANET looks like it wants to come down here. Lots of these look like they want to go lower still. AMAT could extend. That's not very bullish looking at the moment. VOO, Vanguard SPOO. Yeah, all these look like they need a retrace. That looks almost the same chart. Look, that's weird. CRM definitely hitting the top here. We may see a retrace. LENTH. Upside down roadmap pattern. Here is the support. If we get below that, we may be heading on down here. If we can hold it, that would be bullish. The resistance is, of course, right here at the roadmap line. So that's resistance, that's support, and we're hanging out in the middle. RCL. Probably coming back down. Even though it was a big popper, it might turn into a big dropper. Be careful. DoorDash, just churning. That's hunting for top. If we make a lower high here, that can just be the setup to go lower. Let's take a diversion over to Hershey's. Oh my goodness. Upside down roadmap. That's setting up a short. If you want to short something, probably going to go down another $16. Right down here into the target zone. You want to see something funny? Threw this into the... Check this out. Check this out. Well, let me go to a clean chart. Hold on. Jump back down to where I was. I'll show you something funny here in a second. Funny, interesting. Not funny like haha. Funny, interesting. Where was I? DoorDash, probably. mRNA. All right. Golly. NQ breaking above finally. Pushing up. Maybe. See what happens. Just not gonna let it go here. So many alerts. Clear. Just do this, right? Let them come to me. Come to Papa. Oh my gosh, more alerts. Yes, going higher. All right, let me turn this off for a second. We go to NVIDIA, and then we click this button right here, and we add CC1 exclamation point. Cocoa Futures. Look at this. This is a wild chart. Watch this. Like, apparently, Cocoa secretly grown with GPUs. So as GPUs get more expensive, so does Cocoa. And that's rough on Hershey's. And inverse. Inverse Hershey's. Anyway, fun stuff here. Play with charts, right? So I thought that was funny. Look at Cocoa go. How do you invest in Cocoa? Go buy the futures. Apparently you don't go buy Hershey. Maybe how do you invest in Cocoa? Short Hershey's. All right. Going on down. Let's see, where were we? The mRNA. Looks like it may go lower. Found support though. Small bounce. May come up, find resistance again before we go on down. Yeah, I did draw that. Like, come down here and pop. So if we get up through the roadmap line, get up through this high, maybe going on higher. That is a 3-wave correction right to the roadmap line. Or right, I mean, not right to the 618. Could be a measured bounce. Excuse me. Get my terminology correct. The upside could be like 136, 150 area right up here. If we break above the roadmap line. So know where you're wrong if you're shorting, and wait for the entry if you're longing. All right. ESTC. That looks like it wants to go down. TECO. That's a leverage bull and not breaking out. XLK. Same. That's the same freaking chart. Technology. DDOG. Probably going to come down here. TSM. Not a lot of opportunity. Why am I just skipping through some of these? I don't see an opportunity to do anything. Like Amazon, probably going to retrace. Could push higher, but probably going to retrace. Things that are high probability to retrace, I'm not very interested in because I don't like to get involved in things that aren't certain. And significant resistance there, and we may go lower. That could be set up for going down to 14. NET, probably going to come down here. Cloudflare, TS. Popped up. Did we make 37 on the upside? W. Wayfair looks like a crap chart. Look at this. It's just stuck in this watermelon seed squeeze, and it may continue in this watermelon seed squeeze for indefinitely. Man, we could come on over here, and the higher lows could come on over here. We could do this for a while. I mean, could be a while before we run out of runway. We can just continue up in here. Like 25, 26. I mean, it could go nowhere for years. See what happens. CAMT. And just in case anybody was like, that seems like bullcrap, look at this one. Look at this one. We stayed in this range for a year and a half almost. Then we finally broke out, and now we ran right up to the top. Still, finally participating in the pop. Like I said, SMCI, not the only game. Dell, HPE also do same sort of thing, but HPE down here in the garbage can. HPQ not really doing anything either. MRVO probably gonna come back to the roadmap line. Just curious at this moment in time. Yeah, IBM getting a pullback. The building just moved. I don't know if y'all heard that. Not sure what just happened. It didn't shake, it moved. Like the whole building moved. I don't know what just happened. That was kind of weird. Anyway. LRHC looks like a choppy sideways piece of garbage. I would not touch it with your account. Riley popping, but that's down to the target on the downside. Look, check that out. That was a roadmap line. Bounce to the downside. Could find support here. The indication would be breaking it back above 30. It could come on down to 2. That'd be pretty rough on Riley. What do these guys do? They buy distressed companies and assets and turn it into money. Went from 60 down to 20. I mean, that's pretty rough. FIVN. God, don't mess with that. Jeez. Cheese and crackers. That's horrible. CHRD. It was dropping. Now it's just churning. It's in this box. It's been in this box. Like, see this range it set back here? In 2022. Just chopping in that box. Until it breaks out, there's nothing to do for me. ETSY. Looks like we're going to go down. 50 is the area. Rivian laid off 10% of its workforce. Announced a new car, whatever, and going out of business. Fire sale. Fire sale. Yeah. Sorry about that, Mike. I paid off my student debts. I mean, I worked, it took me like 15 years. My adult working life. And so other people just get a freebie. And then we all get to pay for it. Those people that, instead of them having to pay for it, you know, now I get to pay for their student loan forgiveness. Just sounds like some bullshit to me. Anyway, Rivian looks pretty horrible. Pretty horrible. Losing tons of money. Laying off people. I don't know. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they make it. I don't know if they make it. Bias for the day. Let's hit 5150. Like, that'd be a good idea. If I said anything today that was a cool takeaway, something that was useful, something interesting, something you laughed about, whatever, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and let me know what you found interesting today in the chat or in the comments. I'd love to hear. I'd love to know what you think's fun and entertaining, so I can do more of that and less of the stuff you don't like. So let me know. And S&P hitting the target there. We may see a reaction, or we may just push on up. Could go all the way on a run to 5150. Looks like NQ pushing higher, trying, meeting resistance. Target would be up here, 18.4. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be in Discord